What is up? Carol here with Themeisle. What we're gonna do today is build a website. We're gonna do it from start to finish. It's a classic business website. We're gonna use some classic business design. I'm gonna show you all the steps to help you understand the process, and then we're gonna get into the details. I'm gonna show you every little element, how to add your own texts, how to change the images, how to adjust the layout, how to change the colors, basically everything. I'm also gonna show you how to sign up to a web hosting account of your choosing and how to install your website there. We're gonna keep the cost to a minimum as well, meaning, yeah, you will have to pay for web hosting, but that is unavoidable. Apart from that, the theme is gonna be free, the design meaning is gonna be free, all the plugins are gonna be free, so you can still keep things on the budget. Okay, let's get started. So where we are is Bluehost. This is the web hosting setup that we're gonna use for this demonstration. Bluehost just happens to be a very easy to use host. It's what we recommend you to use. It also has good performance and overall a great relation of price to quality. Of course, you can use other hosts if you want to. I'm gonna show you how to get started with those other hosts in just a second, but for now, let's do everything at Bluehost. So to get started, just go into hosting, then web hosting. We're gonna use standard web hosting for this setup. This is basically all you need. It's going to be able to handle your website, no problem. Let's just scroll down. Let's go for the cheapest option. And this cheapest option already allows you to create up to 10 websites, which is, I'm guessing, more than enough. So let's just click on choose plan, and first things first, Bluehost is gonna ask you for what you want your domain name to be. If you already have a domain name, by the way, then just click this button. This is gonna let Bluehost know that you're coming in with your existing domain name, and at this stage just type it in right here and just click on use this domain name. However, if you are starting with a new website and don't have any domain name yet, then just let's start fresh. And what's great here is that Bluehost is gonna take care of getting the domain name for you. So basically you're getting everything in one place. And by the way, if you're not quite sure what your domain name should be, then head over to domainwheel.com and it's gonna help you out. It's gonna suggest some names. Many of them are really cool. So to get started, just go into domain name generators and click on all name generators, and here you're going to be able to choose a name for whatever website, whatever business, whatever niche that you are in. For example, if you're building a site for a car wash, you can click on that and right away Domainwheel is going to suggest some pretty cool names, you know. But yeah, I'm getting off track, so let's go back to Bluehost. So once you have an idea for your domain name, just put it in here. Carol's Wood Working is what I'm gonna go with, just as a test. So let's search for domain. Yeah, the domain name is available. And the great thing here is that Bluehost is gonna give you the domain name for free for 1 year. So normally that's $13, and from year 2 you're gonna be paying $13, but for now it's free. Domain privacy, you don't need that. Let's just delete it. Yeah, remove. You shouldn't be forced to pay for that. Professional email, well, I would just delete it. We can create an email later on in cPanel, and you don't need any more extras, but just take a look at the price. So you have a choice. You can get this hosting plan for full 3 years or for 1 year, which is going to be a bit more expensive on a monthly basis. So it's your choice. Go with whatever sounds like a better deal and then just continue to check out. You know, alternatively, if you don't want to bother with the domain name right now and you would just want to start with the website first and then, you know, pick a domain name later on, you can do that too. On that previous page, all you have to do is just click on the choose domain later link. And this is going to take you to the shopping cart again, where you're going to be able to pick the time period for your contract and decide whether you want the trial for email. Yeah, so just continue to check out. And what you're gonna see next is just basically a standard e-commerce form to sign up, to give your data, to enter the payment method and so on. So let's just skip that. Yeah, so once you do confirm everything, go through with the payment, you're gonna get redirected to the user panel at Bluehost. This is what it looks like. At least this is what it looks like right now. To get started, just go into websites. From here, click on add website. Next, click on install WordPress. WordPress is the content management system, website management system that we're gonna use. It's the most popular such software online on the web. Let's continue. Let's give it a site title. So each site needs a site title. This is most commonly your business name. I'm gonna go with that. Let's continue. And again, if you have chosen to buy a domain name at the previous step, you're gonna be able to select it from the list here. If you haven't chosen any domain name, you can just go with a temporary domain, which is what I'm gonna do. Let's continue. Yeah, and basically just like that, WordPress is being installed. So installing WordPress is basically the only kind of technical step you have to go through when building your own website. As you can see, Bluehost makes it really easy. It basically just does all the work for you. However, if you are on a different host, if you want to go with a different host, then you will have to do some of that work on your own. If you want to find out how to do it, I made a separate video on the topic where I show all the most common ways of installing WordPress, so just check that out. Then once you do that, you can come back here and watch the rest of this video. When it's done, you're gonna see your website here on the list, and what you can do now is just click on WordPress admin. This is gonna redirect you to the administration panel of WordPress. Yeah, so what you are looking at right now is the main administration panel of WordPress. Let me just show you a couple of things here. So Bluehost is gonna take you to their own version of the dashboard, just to show you what they think is the most important element on your site. You can pretty much ignore it and then just go to the official main dashboard of WordPress, and this is it. And you know, at this stage, the website isn't much to admire, you know, there's not a lot going on, it's just a blank website, you know, with just a example blog post. But we're gonna take care of that in just a second. But for now, let me just show you how the dashboard works. So later on, you're gonna do most of your work in a couple of main sections. For example, if you go to pages, this is where all the standard pages of your website are gonna be placed. So for instance, think about things like your about page, your contact page, your privacy policy, as it says here. Then you also might want to check out posts. So posts is what we usually call blog posts. Most companies use those either to share news about the company, news about the industry, or any other topic. For example, you can be publishing original research or just thought-provoking articles about the topics that you are interested in, that the company is involved in. Then next area, you might want to do some work in plugins. So plugins are additional tools that you can install on your website just to get some more functionality. We're gonna use them later on, but for now, and this is a good example because some web hosts are gonna install some starter plugins on your website just during installation, and many of those plugins aren't that useful, to be honest. So a good first step is to always just select them all, deactivate them all, apply, and you're gonna see a much cleaner dashboard right away. But you know what? Let's just actually leave the Bluehost plugin active because we need that to integrate with the Bluehost panel. So kind of okay to have that one. But apart from that, as you can see, it's all much cleaner. Another area where you might want to have a look is themes. So themes is how WordPress handles website design. It's where you get to customize your design, but we will get to that in just a second. Let's go back to the Bluehost panel. So you might have noticed that all I did is just click the WordPress admin button, and this took me to the WordPress dashboard. However, if you want to be able to log in to that later on, you can do that without going to Bluehost beforehand. You can go directly in here. So how to do that? First off, let's go into users. You're gonna see one or more user accounts in here. So just click on your user. It's the same user that you can see here at the top, and the first thing you do, just set a new password. So let's click that. Let's set a new password. Let's hide it so that you cannot see what I'm doing. I'm gonna paste in a different password. Of course, you have to know what your password is. Update profile. Okay, my username on this test website is called Karol, like my name. So right now, if I log out, I'm gonna be able to log in using that user account and the new password that I just set. And okay, but what is this page that I'm at right now? So in most cases, you can basically find it when you go to something like yourdomain.com/wp/login.php. So you can bookmark this address to find it later on and to be able to access your dashboard. For now, let me just log in. I'm gonna go with Karol, my password, remember me, log in, and we are back in. So what to do next? The ideal next step is to start with your website design right away. So let's go into appearance, themes, let's click on on WordPress.org themes. This is gonna allow you to choose from thousands of themes that are available for free on WordPress.org. And what you can do, start with our favorite theme called Neve. This is a really multi-purpose theme. It's gonna be able to handle all types of websites, and you will be able to customize the design. So yeah, let's just go with that. Click on install, just give it a second. Okay, once it finishes, just click on activate, and this is what's gonna make part of the installation done. Now there's a big banner that tells you what is likely to be the best next step. So what Neve has is that it comes with a number of starter designs that you can just install. So let's do that. Let's get the starter designs and look at that. How cool is that? So Neve is gonna ask us about the type of website that we are building, and based on that, it's gonna suggest some designs. So for me, this is a business site. So once you choose that, you're gonna see a list of all the individual designs that you can choose from. Some of them are available for free. Some of them come with a pro license, which means that you would have to get the pro license of Neve to get it. Plus there are some awesome additional features, but for now we are keeping things free. So we're not gonna do that. We're gonna go with free options. And my advice is to pick a design, a theme that you like the general look of. So don't worry about the images, photos featured in the design. Don't even worry about the niche that the design is presenting. For example, if you go into the host section, you can go with this theme even if you're not gonna be running a yoga studio. I mean, no one's verifying that. You can basically pick whatever design you like. And you know what? I'm actually gonna go with this one just to prove the point. So yeah, this is the starter design that we can go with. And what's cool, you can change the color palette, just to see the other color versions of this design. Since I am building a woodworking business website, let's just go with maybe the second one. We can also change the typography. You can try different fonts, different presets, just to see which one fits your brand the best. I think this is gonna be a good one for me. Let's just continue. And Neve is gonna import some additional tools to make this design possible. I'm not gonna pick any of them not to make it too complex, so I'm just gonna go with import website and just import the base design. Yeah, let's give it a minute. Right now Neve is fetching all the data, all the design, so it can take a quick moment.
A few moments later.
Yeah, and done. Import complete. If you want to, you can enter your email right here and then just provide some information about yourself. But for now, we're gonna skip that. Let's just click on skip and view site. And yeah, this is my right now woodworking website that shows yoga elements, but we're gonna adjust that, and it's a good opportunity to show you what's possible. So let's come back to the dashboard. So what we can do first is go to Neve's main section in the WordPress dashboard and see the options available in here. So Neve shows you shortcuts to the most common elements of website design that most people are gonna want to change. So yeah, we get to upload our logo, set colors, fonts, layout options, and so on. Logo, I think that's a good idea. Let's start with that. Let's click on upload, and you're gonna see that Neve is using some stock logo right now. So what we can do is just delete it and then just add a new one. Let's just upload a file. I think I have a great image for the logo. Click on select and crop, and in here you're gonna be able to adjust the viewable area of your logo. It's best, just to put it somewhere in the middle. Let's crop image, and yeah, you're gonna see your logo here at the very top. You can pick if you want to just display the logo on its own, or if you want to add the site title next to it as well. So cool, we have that. We can publish it. Let's close it, and let's actually start working on the homepage, because right now the homepage, it's still a yoga studio, which is not what I want. So what you can do is go into pages, and in here you see your homepage. So let's click on that one, and yeah, what we're gonna be doing is editing the homepage. So WordPress is gonna welcome us to the block editor. It allows you to work on your page, on your pages, on your posts using simple to use blocks that you can drag and drop around your page. So let's click on next. It gives you an introduction into how it all works. First off, let's change the headline. This is not a yoga studio, so let's just use that. And I'm just gonna use some example copy for that. I totally didn't just generate it using AI, but I'm sure you're gonna do a much better job at your website copy. So just to get started, let's change those images. We don't need those specific ones. So to do that, Let's just go into the next line and let's add a gallery. So did you notice what I did here? I just started typing /gallery and I have a couple of options to pick from. Let's go with gallery. So you can upload images from your desktop or you can access them from the media library. So I already uploaded them beforehand, so I can just choose my images from here. Let's just go with those three. Let's create a new gallery, insert gallery, and we have 3 great images right in the middle. And you can do some tuning up to customize the way that those images look. We can go into animations and maybe let's add in animation. Let's pick back it up. Yeah, I think this is gonna be nice. So when someone comes to this page, they're gonna see the animation first. What we can also do is adjust some of the images. So let's just click on any of the images. Let's go into style and we can basically pick from whatever presets that are available in here. Or we can just add a simple radius and you're gonna see the radius is being created here in the corners. So let's just go maybe for 15 pixels. Let's do that for all of them, 15, and same here, 15. Okay, it is looking nice. So at this stage, I don't think we need any of those elements right now. So how to delete them? Well, you can do that in a couple of things. You can try selecting those elements in here, or you can open the list view, which is the structure of the page, and it's a much better approach. So let's just find the section that we want to delete. You see, when I clicked this one here, basically the whole section got highlighted. So let's now just click on delete and we are done with the previous gallery. So yeah, what we have right now is just our new design. You know what? I think that we might need some more padding in here just to create some visual separation maybe. Next, let's change this paragraph of text. Let's add something else. Let's maybe make it bigger. Let's add some padding as well. This is gonna be good. And yeah, should be okay for now. Quite similarly, you know, you can go ahead and start replacing any images that you find in this sample design to fit your own brand. So all you have to do is basically click on any image and then just click on replace. You can open the media library and you can upload any image of your own. You can drag and drop images from your desktop. Yeah, let's select that one and you're gonna see it replaced in here. What you can also do is that you can basically adjust the size of any image you want to display on the page. So this uses WordPress's pre-configured image sizes. I think I'm gonna go with large, but you know what? Actually, I might want to edit this image. You can do that to any image you see on the page. So let's just click on crop and then aspect ratio, square, and basically you're gonna be able to adjust what's the visible part of your image. When you're done, just click on apply and after a couple of seconds you're gonna see the new version of the image. Okay, let's also change this copy right here. Just copy and paste some new text. Yeah, this is quite simple as you can see. So it's already starting to look okay. Let's move to the next section. So this is gonna be my services section. So what I create. So this is gonna be custom furniture, some kitchen and cabinetry, and maybe furniture restoration. And again, just like we did with the previous gallery section, the yoga gallery section, I can basically remove this whole second row. I don't think I need it, so I'm just gonna delete. Yeah, so we are left with just this one. Just for good measure, let's change this copy as well. Those icons, of course, you can change them too. So if you click on any of the icons, you're gonna see the icon that it's coming from. You can just click on this and pick, you know, a better icon. There's tons of them available in here. Really good chance you're gonna find something that suits you. So I'm gonna go with this one here. Okay, so I changed a couple of them. It's gonna look way better right now. Yeah, and just like that, you can basically go section by section, adjusting your design and basically making it your own. You can change any of the texts and the same goes for buttons. You can basically click into any of the buttons and start changing the text that you see. So let's do that, contact, and there was a button here at the top. Let's change that to learn more. You can also pick what you want this button to do. So we're gonna link it to another page later on. Let's change that to what my clients say. Always a good idea just to have some testimonials on your site. And yeah, we are getting there slowly. So what you can do now is just save the page. But you know what? I don't think I like these colors all that much. So we're gonna adjust them now. Let's go back to the dashboard. Let's go into Neve. And from here, let's set colors. So what we're gonna see is again those main settings, and this can be changed pretty easily. So for example, we can change the primary accent color. We can set this to be whatever we want. So I kind of already have an idea of what to pick, and by the way, you can just, scroll around this box and you're gonna see the accent color changing and any other colors changing. But if you have your colors ready, you can just copy and paste the hex value in here. Okay, this looks much better, I think. Secondary color, let's change that one as well. This is gonna be good. Let's change some of the extra colors as well. And finally, yeah, I think we are getting there. Let's publish those changes. Let's go back and yeah, let's see the website once again. And yeah, would you look at that? It's already starting to look great. So I've changed the colors to be some more brown. Like I've changed the images. I added some copy. I added some new images, some information about the background, my services, and so on. I think this is pretty fine. You can do something very similar for your website, for your niche. Yeah, but there are some other elements that are maybe a bit more in the background, not as much visible when someone comes to your site. So let's go back to the dashboard. In the dashboard, let's go to the settings page, and in here, let's just check and verify if everything is correct. So for example, site title, it's what you've set in Bluehost a couple of minutes ago. You can add a tagline if you want to. Site icon is this little icon that appears in your web browser. You can just, upload a new graphic to serve as the site icon. Yeah, I'm gonna use my logo once again. Let's just use that. And yeah, you are not seeing it, but you have to trust me, it's gonna look great when a user sees it in the corner of their web browser. Apart from that, just make sure that the details such as the date format, the time zone, which you can set here, and when the week starts and so on, that it is all correct. Let's just save settings. Next stage, pretty important. You should go into reading settings, and there just make sure that this box discourages search engines from indexing your site. Make sure that it's actually unchecked, because if you do check this, your website's not gonna appear on Google, and I'm sure you don't want that. Next thing, you can go into permalinks, and this is pretty technical, detailed stuff, so let's just agree that the best setting is to go with post name. What this gonna do is basically make sure that the title of your page, of any of your pages, is also present in the address of that page. For example, you wouldn't want an address of any page looking like that, so ending with P something 123 and so on. What you actually want is to have the title of the page in the address. Yeah, so just make sure that is correct, then save changes, and at this stage we can start working on some sub pages. So I'm guessing you will want to have an about page on your website, and if you've imported that example design from Neve, Neve is gonna create some of those pages for you already, so you only have to edit them. So basically click on about and let's start working on our about page. As you can see, it already has some, of course, yoga images in it, but we can pretty easily modify it and adjust it to be all about your business, just as we did with the homepage. So I'm not gonna show you this part step by step. It's exactly as we did with the homepage, so I'm just gonna do it and we're gonna see each other in just a second.
A few moments later.
Okay, I am back. I replaced some of the elements on this page, mainly the colors and just some copy, but as you can see, it's starting to look okay. Let me just preview the whole page for you. And as you can see, I also added some image slider in here. And this is pretty simple to do. Let me just show you how I did it. So basically just click on this plus icon in here and start typing slider. And here it is. So just drag and drop it wherever you want. And then you can basically start uploading your images. And this is exactly what I did. I just selected 3 images and then just set them in here. So cool. This is our about page. So what's next? Let's come back. Let's click on the logo and let's do the contact page next. The story is pretty similar. What you're gonna see is just an example contact page. You can customize it however you want. Again, I'm just gonna add some of my copy in here. Simple stuff, copy and paste. Yeah, let's save the page. Let's check it out. And this is our contact page. It has all you need in here. But there's one new element on the page, which I'm sure you've noticed. I'm talking about the contact form. So Neve came with its own contact form. A contact form that actually works. So basically what's gonna happen if someone fills that out, meaning they enter name, email, message, click send, this is gonna get sent to the email address that is assigned to your admin account. meaning, let me show you. Let's go to the dashboard, to users, and your user, the one you see here, it has an email address assigned to it. So this is the exact same email that's going to be used when someone is sending a message through your website. But how does it work? This is a good question. So this works through a plugin. So Neve came with one plugin. It's called Author Blocks, and it allows you to, for once, create a contact form, but it also comes with other extra elements such as custom blocks that you can add to your page content. You can see them here, and what do you know? There is a form block that you can see here on the list, and that form block is what's responsible actually for this whole contact form. But as you can see, we have lots more elements in here. For example, you can use the Google Maps element to show a map presenting the exact address of your business, which is going to make it easier for people to actually find you. Yeah, there are lots more blocks, but I'm showing you this only to introduce you to the world of plugins. So as we did at the very start, we disabled all of them. Basically, we didn't need them at the start, but right now we can start getting some of the crucial plugins that all websites will benefit from. So I don't like to go overboard with plugins. I only like to use a handful that I find really useful and not, try to install every available plugin on the internet. So first, we do have Author installed already. My second most favorite one is a plugin to optimize your images. So it's called Themeisle. Yeah, it's this one. Let's just install that one. Let's activate. So Themeisle is a freemium, image optimization solution. What it means is that it will take your images, optimize them, and deliver them to your visitors much faster than they would have been delivered without the optimization. But why do you even need that? Well, the problem with images is that they can be pretty huge, not only on your disk, but every visitor that comes to your site needs to fetch all those images, just to see them on your website. So that consumes a lot of bandwidth, meaning a lot of cost when it comes to transferring things on the internet, and it's also making your hosting setup less optimized. So how to fix it? The simplest solution is just to optimize the images, just make them take less disk space. And this plugin does it for free up until 2,000 visitors a month, which is more than enough for most new websites. So how to set it up? Just provide your email address, verify, and then just enable this with a couple of clicks. This is not a video about image optimization, so I'm gonna send you to a video about that specifically if you want to learn more about how to set everything up and how to make your site super optimized. Cool, next one, let's go back into plugins, add plugin, and next SEO Press. As they say, everyone needs an SEO plugin. SEO Press is my favorite one of those. It makes all the features easily available and it basically does the work. So yeah, let's activate, and in here right away you're gonna see the wizard that helps you get started quickly. So let's just go with that. You can import settings from your previous SEO plugin. We don't have any of those, so let's just go to next step. Yeah, and in here you get to set the basic details of your SEO parameters. Mostly you can leave them blank, apart from a couple of things. So you might want to add your organization name here, Carol Woodworking. You might also want to add a logo. You can pick that again from the list here. So let's just select this one. And finally, your business details at the bottom. Let's save and continue. I'm not gonna add the business details right now. You can also fill out your social profiles. I'm sure you have those. Let's continue. So this is a tricky question for which single post types should indexing be disabled. The correct answer is none. So let's just save and continue. Archives. You don't actually need archives, so SEO Press does a good job disabling them by default. Save and continue. Taxonomies also. Save and continue. As you can see, most of those settings are already set very correctly. This one again, so save and continue. If you want to be able to customize SEO settings per single page, you might want to enable that one. It is not required. So let's save and continue, and basically our pages, our whole website is now optimized when it comes to the code of the website so that search engines can read it easily. And of course, this is a huge plugin, has a lot of settings. So once you're ready, check them out and see what's available. Next thing that you might want to get, actually you probably will want to get, is some cookie notice plugin. Those are important, in Europe, so you should probably get them. I like this one, so I'm gonna just go with this one. As you can see, there's a lot of options. Let's activate. I like this one because I like simple solutions, and this plugin has those. So basically just go into settings, and all you have to do is, again, just save changes, and new users are gonna start seeing a cookie banner on the site. Let me show you. Let me go to the contact page and let me just refresh it. And there you have it. Here's the new banner. Next one, it's kind of a trick, you know, in the hosting world. If you want to make sure that your site loads fast for everyone, then just enable some caching. So super page cache. This is another favorite plugin of ours. For this purpose, let's just install it. Let's activate it. And what do you think? Why do I like it? Yeah, you are right. I like it because it is a push button solution. So let's just enable caching. Yeah, and just like that, caching has been enabled. And you know what? I almost forgot. I forgot that most websites, if not all websites, need some analytics. Meaning, I'm pretty sure you would want to know how many people visit your website every day. So for that, of course, Google Analytics is the best solution. Basically just Google Analytics and then just proceed with the on-screen information about how to get started. So this process changes from time to time and I don't want to show you something that might not be up to date tomorrow, but we have articles and guides on how to get started with Google Analytics. So I'm gonna link to them in the description of this video. Once you do have your information back from Google Analytics, meaning once you do have your connection information, you can then go again into SEO, into Analytics, and this is where you get to paste in your Google Analytics ID that's gonna allow the site to connect to the Google Analytics service. Meaning as soon as you do that, your stats are gonna get tracked. And finally, let's make sure that users can get around our website with no problem. So let's set some menus. To do that, there are a couple of solutions. You can go into Appearance and Menus. And the first menu you're gonna see is this one, and it's basically what's being used here in the top header of our website. So you see there's Home, About, Classes, Contact in here, just as it says on this screen. And we don't need all of them because, for example, we don't have any classes, right? So let's just delete this one. Let's delete this one. We don't have a blog yet, so we can delete this one. Let's just save menu. And if we go back to this page and refresh, you're gonna see that only 3 pages are left. And it works, right? You can go between the pages. You can see the homepage again with the animation. That is it. That is our new website. We used only 3 solutions to build it, apart from web hosting, of course, but other than that, the theme is free, all the plugins are free, which means that you can still keep the cost very low and have an awesome website. Okay, that is it. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you're gonna build your own awesome website using the tools that I presented, and let me know how it went. Let me know what you think about Neve, about the solutions I showed you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, there's a lot more content coming up, and see you next time.